Hello, and welcome to CCS1001, College and Career Success. My name is Dr. Tabby Heavner, and I'll be your instructor for this course. You may be wondering what the different course codes mean, so here's a quick summary. Trad is a traditional class, held in a classroom at set times each week. Hybrid means the class is both online and in the classroom. For example, the class might meet once a week in person, and the other work is completed by you outside of that class time. A biology class with a lab is a good example. The lab would be the classroom time. LRON means live, remote, and online. These are held at specified times using Teams, Collaborate, or Zoom. It's just like a traditional class, held at set times each week, but it meets online or virtually instead of in a physical classroom. Be sure to attend, even though it's through your computer. OLCR means online with campus requirement. In other words, it's a class that's online with work each week at a time you decide, but you are required to attend in person for certain things, such as an orientation or a proctored test. Finally, there's online, which means fully online, like our class. Another word for this is asynchronous or not synchronized. That means you do the work each week at a time you decide, and how you manage your time is up to you. Our week begins on Tuesdays, since the first day of class is a Tuesday. That means the next week will also start on a Tuesday. I suggest you try to finish your work for the week by Sunday night, leaving you a day to work on other classes or a multi-week project. It will probably be easier to remember than thinking of Mondays as the last day of our week. Blackboard can be confusing if you've never used it before. It calls everything a test, whether it's a 5-question quiz or a final exam that's meant to take an hour or more. Don't be intimidated just because Blackboard says you have a test. Discussion board posts are an essential part of participating in this class. The chat icon, shown here, indicates that an item is part of the discussion board. Here you can post responses to a prompt provided by your instructor, reply to your classmates, or ask a question. College vocabulary can be confusing as well. Here's a few things you might need to know. The bursar is also called the cashier. This is where you pay your tuition for the semester and any additional fees you might owe. The registrar's office is where you can register for or drop classes or request a transcript. Both the bursar and the registrar are located on the 2nd floor. The Academic Success Center, located on the 4th floor, is where you can go for tutoring. Other schools may refer to it simply as the Tutoring Center. Now we will take a brief tour of Blackboard. Remember, there are helpful videos posted as well as a how-to guide. We start with announcements. The announcements will come up every time you log into Blackboard as the first thing you see in our class. I will also have announcements emailed to you. Under that, we have Syllable and Course Basics. If you click on that, you'll find many smaller sections. For example, the first folder is the syllabus. I have put the syllabus in many pieces to make it easier for you to find. If I get out of the syllabus, by going back one, you'll see that we do have a required textbook for the class. This is available online for free. I have followed that with a number of resources that you might find useful while at Capital. If you are a student at another school and you need help locating resources on your campus, please let me know. Under that, if you look on your left-hand menu, we have Course Content. Course Content is where anything related to our class will be. This is where you'll find your assignments for each week. It begins with a few videos on using Blackboard. Take a look at these if you're not familiar. I have asked everybody to complete a short survey before beginning your work. Next, we have directions. Refer back to this if you have questions at any point during the semester. And we begin, of course, with Unit 1, Navigating College. So far, you have Week 1 posted for you. If I click on Week 1, you will get everything that you need to know for our first week of classes. It starts with what this week is about. What are the goals for this week? And make sure you take a look at the directions. I will always give you a list of everything to accomplish for the week. Underneath that, we have our pretest. It's not graded, but please take the time to complete it. If you look at your directions above, you'll note that number 3 is to introduce yourself to the class. This is an example of a discussion board. You can tell by the icon. To get into this, click on Introductions, and it will take you into the discussion. To create a new post, click on Create Thread. Then we have videos to watch, a short written out lecture, practice test. Course questions will appear every week. This is where you can ask general questions. You note that I included as practice test. I put this here so you can get used to taking a quiz, or a test as Blackboard calls it, before you have to take one that counts. And then I will always finish the week with a reminder. Did you submit the following items? Scrolling back to the top, you'll also note that you have My Grades. If you click on My Grades, it will show you everything that you have graded so far. So if I click on Graded, you'll note that so far you've not completed any assignments. We have Help and Tech Support. You can find answers to Blackboard about that, as well as other contact information. If you have other questions about using Blackboard, or if you can't locate something, please let me know.